Greetings and salutations, friends and comrades. I am Admiral Andre, and welcome back to my Transport Fever free game. I don't even remember what episode this is. I think it's number 7. So let's get into it. I just let the clock start here. So at the moment it's 1956, so I have to say the first half of the 1950s have treated us very, very well. And really this is now the opportunity first to start paying back some of our debt. And I just have to interject here and say I'm expecting a phone call, so if there's somewhere a cut in the video, you'll know why. Just I have to pick that up. But I thought, I can't waste time. Let's record a video while I wait. So let's actually start by paying back some of the debt. The year is very young still. It's only 19th of January, so we still show some losses here, but we can definitely work on this loan interest. Just pay all of it that we can. So already that does make a huge difference. Let me see, I'm just seeing there are a lot of people waiting here in Alexandria. We've got 18 people there and 14 there. Interesting. And I think the reason for that is by the time the bus gets here it's already full, or almost full, so it can only take one person or so at a time. So I've thought about messing with these lines, so that, for example, if we just look at the town layout, that there's a central bus stop like this one here, and then a different line goes to the industrial and commercial area, and a different line goes to the residential area, and then from there another line can go to the train station. But I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it at this point. At least the pile-up is not too huge, so I think we can get away with it for now. Already we have almost 2 million again, so things are just going fantastically. Let's just pay some more back. Let's get it to around 20 million or so before we do anything else, just so there's always a bit of room in case we need another loan. Otherwise we're pretty much maxed out. These planes I'm sure are looking a bit... Yes, eesh, look at the Empress of the Skies. This plane has seen its day. Sure, I'm not sure I would fly on it anymore. Look at that thing. Oh, it's so fantastic to have this feature that it shows decay. But anyway, it served us well. Of course you can see the running costs steadily increase over the years, so there will come a time very soon that this poor plane must be retired. But so far so good, I think. We can put that off until the 1960s, I think. So how many people are waiting here now? Okay, it's under 90, so we're fine. And here also the running costs have increased, but that's more to do with adding another passenger coach there. And I don't actually think we could add another one. To be honest, when I looked back at the previous video, I thought, the length would not allow another one. So if we want more passenger capacity on this line, we're going to have to continue doubling it and getting another train. But perhaps we must first take care of other business, like getting more of the goods shipped. Maybe we can start on that even right now. So what's the situation with the stone? It's producing about 106, which is not bad. There's a pile-up of about 37, but we've got several vehicles coming back right now. What is the wait time for the stone delivery? Or at least the frequency. This would now be stone 2. So 92 seconds is not bad, and just look at the money that's coming in from that. Just fantastic. But I think we can do better, especially now that we start shipping the materials out to more cities. It's definitely time to add a few more vehicles. So again, this has to be the Studebaker, and we just put it on stone so it doesn't accidentally start transporting something else. Because it's funny, if you put these things on automatic, it's interesting how other goods start sneaking into the network, because they see connections that I can't see, and then they start moving other things. But anyway, let me buy just a few more. Okay, that's what we can get away with right now. So this is stone 2, and that will already increase the capacity quite a bit there. Just so that we future-proof that a bit. This one is 98, so not bad. And what are we doing here in Santa Rosa? It's getting only 33%, so there is definitely a need for more. Though we've got about 7, I think, or was it 6, going on this path. They're pretty full anyway, so we could always get another one there. Thornton, 54, so at least decent, but there again is more room for growth. I think the main thing limiting it is just the distance and the vehicles having to actually travel all the way back before they can come back with another shipment. So let's try another one. Oh, we've already got almost 1.5 million again. Just, it's so wonderful to not have to worry about money anymore. So anyway, let's put 3 more on this one. Just because clearly, oh, what have I done? I put stone. Oh well, set them on line 2. So obviously a long detour, but I think it's better because otherwise I'd have to sell them because they can't carry construction material. 1, 2, 3, there we go, and this can go to Santa Rosa construction material, just so that we maximize this a bit more. There is clearly a demand for more there. The next obvious choice would be to just take this road back and somewhere here make a short connection that leads into St. Louis, because that is another one that can do with some construction material. Now this one is a bit spread out, so we might have a bit of problems with this one, because you see there are some industries up here, but the main concentration is down here. So I think let's just have a look at what we can do. Again, this can be a small one, small truck stop. Now again, we mustn't delete the brighter buildings, rather the duller ones, because they are not as high density, or at least they don't have as much demand. Empress of the Skies has reached its lifetime, so there we go. And another road vehicle. Let me just look at this. This is the Antioch Airfield Express. So let me just set up this thing. You can see it's not doing perfectly well, but it is decent. It's not losing a huge amount. But then again, also why it's not doing so well is the upkeep costs are getting higher and higher. So I think, shall we stick with the Schneiders for now? Let's just do that. So Schneider, yes, so now it will just replace them. And let's see, where was I? Oh yes, with this thing. The Empress of the Skies and the planes can wait. We can have a dedicated session just to that. Now we can't get this area and this one at the bottom here. So I'd much rather want to cover this one. Not so great. It has to be somewhere here. So I guess maybe just here where this junction is anyway. Now some cars are gonna hate me, and the factory owner as well, but at least he gets compensated for his losses. No, just nice. Ah, there they go. Anyway, let me just rotate this a little bit. There we go. So this doesn't have to be a high-speed road, this section at least. And at least also then we can get away with not demolishing 2 buildings. So that covers this area, which is the core. So now we can just connect this bit of road somewhere. Now I'm wondering, since there's already a crossing here, we might as well just connect to that. You can always try to build like an overpass thing, or, you know, coming down here back, but then it's such a detour, so let's just connect it here. And since the cars travel on the right side of the road, we must connect it here. No, it doesn't really matter, of course, because then they'll just come back here and cross the road again. So yes, I'm not sure. Let's just have a look. If we go the other way, It's a bit of a... No, I think that gap is too little there. Plus, it still has to be doubled, the track there. Bit further back. It is a bit finicky. Something like that doesn't look bad. Okay, so there we go. It just can pass down there and then get into St. Louis. So next step, of course, is just to create the line from the exchange to the halt. And of course, St. Louis construction materials, or as much as we can fit in. Okay, so from here I can just buy the vehicles. Let's put 7 or so, or maybe even 8 onto this one. It's still a long trip. And that was 1 million. There we go. So over time again this will bring us money. And it will certainly spur more demand for stone, so those extra vehicles can start earning profit as well. But you see, they're actually more efficient than necessary at the moment. There's nothing piled up, but that's okay. We keep on increasing our usage of that construction material. The next one will be Alexandria. Right now it's getting nothing of nothing, and this is the capital, or at least our corporate headquarters. So it is time to make sure this town also flourishes. And now this one is decently concentrated, but it's interesting how the bright one is over there. Well, it is always a compromise. You can never cover everything. 2 million, you crazy. No, that won't do. Maybe somewhere here. Still, again, look at how many buildings must be destroyed. 7. No. So up here, of course, it's not going to cover the core area. Neither will that. It's ironic, the area where the brightest buildings are, that's exactly where we need to build. And I can destroy it and they will rebuild it, but still it is a bit of an unfortunate. This one is the best, it covers everything, and then as they expand we can cover more. EMD GP9, so that's a good freight train right there. I think anyway. Diesels are always good freight trains. Now how is this working? It just worked a second ago, although the cost is so unreal. Okay, just don't finicky, don't mess too much with it. It's not aligned perfectly, but at least it's in there. Should I do it again? Oh, this is where the OCD is terrible. Well, it's already stop, just before they start building back there again. It should be cheap now. Just 7,000. Just so that the building looks a bit nicer, but it's so unnecessary really. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. Now that does still cover everything, right? Pretty much, yes. All of the industrial buildings. So now we can just create another line. I'll just let it run now again. And that is from actually no, let's start on the other side. It's from here to here, and this is just Alexandria construction materials. Construction M. So I think maybe I can just buy the vehicles here in St. Louis. It's a shorter trip. Materials again, and as much as we can afford anyway. So that 5 can get going. There we go. I can just wait a moment here until the money builds up so we can add some more. You see how busy this road is becoming now. This is where the train becomes very handy, because the wait time for the traffic will eventually start rising, especially as they come into a town. And then of course the train has the advantage in terms of the time it takes, and hopefully the buses as well, but they will probably also be a victim of the traffic. So hopefully more people will be interested in taking our transport, but then again we must increase capacity to keep up with that. Another 4, maybe more. This is a big city we're serving. Oh well, that should do for now. Okay, so that will certainly also spur the quarry to produce more. It's already at 144 and rising, as you can see. And again, a good indication will be to see how much is piling up. So that's where the visual, these little animations and things really come in handy. You don't even have to click on it. You can see at the moment they're pretty much keeping up with it. But as that starts piling up, we need to add more stone delivery vehicles. So yes, this is also where we don't really want to put vehicles that must only travel when they're full, because they'll block up this whole thing and there will be so many vehicles converging on that point now. So are we pretty good? I think so. I'm really wondering about this Santa Rosa business here, whether we should extend the rail line and just put a passenger station up. Let me just wrong thing. Just take those numbers off again, the red ones, the whole time, every month. I think they slow the game down a little bit. But so I'm wondering about that. Then will enough people still be interested in the airplane? I guess so, because it should still take less time than the train. So let's do that. Let's do that. I think so. Let's just take a gander and see what we can do. So where would this now come in? Maybe even somewhere right here. So a dead-end station with one platform, just normal, no catenaries I think at this point for this one. And we don't even have to demolish anything. How wonderful is that? Something like that. Boom, there we go, it's done. And then from here it should be pretty easy. But I think, is this one, it is a high-speed track, right? No, it's not. Because this one is going to be pretty flat and straight, so I think this can actually be a high speed. Why not? Let's just see what it is going to cost. A tunnel? No. Definitely not. There's my call, so I'll just cut the video here. No, it's not. Hey, my phone was vibrating. Hey, well, it's actually for news. I get news updates. So what's happening here? Okay, this actually does have the catenary, so saying no on the station was not a very smart thing, but oh well. So rather build it in shorter sections. Still does quite a lot of landscaping. Oh well. Let's put it on this side for now. Actually this one. Now with the crossing of the road, I'm always very finicky about that, because I don't want these weird hills in the road basically. What do we get? The fishbowl. Hey, so into the city, but of course you can use that in the city as well. Very nice bus that. Let me just see what this does. As long as the track is flat. I don't want the track to have a dip or anything weird. I think that's decent. Let's go with that. Too far away. So 300 all the way. So at least one day when we have higher speed trains, this will be a nice quick line. And we still have millions left. So at this point I'm going to double the whole thing. Because the goal here will then be to have 2 trains running back and forth between all 3 these towns. So this one is the right side coming in, so we must go out on the left. Reasonable speed again. Although here it is fine because it will be leaving on that side and then of course it will still pick up speed, but this I don't like. No. This I don't like. This kind of where the gravel sort of overlays the other track. Let's just do this again. Let's just try that. Much better. So it's got a bit of a shorter junction there, but that's okay. So since the train is anyway accelerating out of the station, so once it's out there it will start picking up speed, so that's when we want the 300s. And again, one day there will be electric trains, so catenaries are okay. And I hope the people won't disappear. No. Okay, it's fine. So from here it must continue, and we're going to have a problem with that pylon of the bridge. Let's continue with a high speed. Yes, especially when it crosses the road. You see, because the crossing actually wants to mess with the road there. So I'm thinking on this little stretch we're going to have to share. Both lines will have to share. And that will complicate things a bit, but it should be fine. And now, what's happening here now? That wasn't like that before. Huh, okay, so it's passing through like it's Hogwarts. Okay, well, that's fine. I guess it was because I put this track here and then removed it again. I don't know. But it was definitely not like that before, as far as I think. Maybe it was when I put this down. Oh well. That can be fixed some other time. But then again, if I am building here now, I might as well fix the bridge now. But now I have to wait until there's nothing on the bridge. And that's going to be a bit of a problem because we have such a regular service here. Okay, just stop right there. Can I delete just this middle section? But then this thing can't be built. Hey, pillar collision. Yes, I can remove that. And the trucks have spaced themselves out so nicely now. I don't want to mess with that. Is it really necessary? One day. Let's leave it for now. Otherwise I'm going to mess up the whole thing here. Come on, that doesn't have anything to do with that. Seriously? Well, I guess there's no luck here. Just wait until the bridge is relatively clear. Now, stop. Sorry, bridge. What? Oh, heck no. I can't delete it. Probably because of that. Why can't I delete it? Bridge pillar collision. That shouldn't have any reason why I can't delete something, right? Okay, there we go. Just a very weird bug there. Okay, so let's just build the tracks first. I'll just do this high speed since it's anyway got to be upgraded at some point. It won't change our lines or anything. The train will adapt. Okay, so I think it's fine. You see this little bump here in the road? I'm fine with that. The cars can handle it, but a train certainly can't. So I would rather have the tracks be flat here. So now let's see if we can salvage this bridge. It seems like it, so it sort of automatically adapts the pylons to allow for the road. Yes, let's just go again with the concrete because it fits with the rest of the bridge. Okay, at least that wasn't so difficult. Alright, carry on. And then the tunnel is fine to double as well. It doesn't cost even $500,000 because it certainly can benefit from the previous landscaping. Just hook up there and voila, the whole thing is doubled. So now, next thing, let me just pause. We've got just heaps of cash. First things first, let's upgrade the whole line to a high-speed track. It should have no effect on the train or the lines, but the people are gonna get deleted. No, let's wait until they get picked up first. Okay, there's almost no one here, so I can do that. But you see they disappear. They get frightened by that, so they run home. There we go. I think that will cover everything now, except the station there. But that's okay. The trains will stop there anyway, both ways. So I'm fine with that. Okay. Next thing, signals. Lots of signals. If you have more than one train on a track and there's a double track, signals are just a must. You have to have them. So when it leaves here, it's anyway going to go on to the right. No one is going to stop here and turn around. So everyone is going to go through. So I don't need any signals here. On the end, I will need one. So it comes in on the right again, and then somewhere just before that pillar. Okay, it switches it around, but that's okay. I don't want to put it too close here, then it might block something. Now we just need some spaced out all over the place. Let's put one here and one here, so we can actually at one point in the future have several trains running here simultaneously. Not going to be a thing right now, but certainly capacity must be there for the future. I just like to take care of stuff one time and get it over with, then I don't need to worry about it ever again. At least that's the hope anyway. Let's put one here near the bridge and one by the tunnel. It's again a lot of housekeeping, so to speak, but it's totally necessary and worth it. Then you can just sort of fire and forget. Then you're just going to add train after train on this line and it will just work perfectly. As long as your line setup is good as well. Okay, that should do. And we've got the signal here still. I will... No, actually not. So we can delete this placeholder here now. Put an actual signal up before we meet. Oh, there is one. Okay, that's fine. But last time it couldn't use that, so it's fine. Then, yes, we have a double station there. It wasn't necessary really, but that's okay. Just see, line management is critical. So this will be Alexandria to St. Louis. Okay, so it will leave Alexandria, but obviously it's on the wrong side of the track coming in, but that's okay. Then it goes on the right hand side all the way through to St. Louis, no problems whatsoever. And then I add Santa Rosa. So then it will go onto the right hand and then leave back on the right. You know, always keep on the right if you look towards the direction you're moving in. Then it comes back out on the right and just passes through here again, stops one more time, and just keeps on the right again all the way back into Alexandria. Perfect. So it's just stopping everywhere basically. And then after this is done, I'll just add another train. So where are we right now? And it is on the correct side of the track. Beautiful. So I'm thinking let's actually start adding another train, but let's wait until this one reaches Santa Rosa. Very nice. This thing has turned our fortunes around. And in a situation like this, I think it is generally, you see now, okay, there's no one here. They vanished. Ish. It was, anyway, I didn't change the tracks, but they were vanished when I changed the line there. Oh well, they'll come back. Actually, while there's very few people, I might as well upgrade it. Sorry guys. There we go. Now, what's happening here? So it's got nobody, but anyway, it is going to take a time to adjust, but there will be more people as this whole thing starts picking up some people from Santa Rosa. Then we can see what the impact is on the airline, and if we need to scrap that section of our airline. Then there's the comet. It's 1960. Welcome to the 60s, my friends. And maybe I'll just wait till we get to Santa Rosa and then I will buy another train and end the video. I think it's a good time, you know, it's been about 4 years of game time. So the 60s will be really the boom time of the airline, I'm hoping anyway. So yes, the thing I wanted to say before the comet came along, on a train line like this, it really helps to have both trains at the same kind of speed. So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the New Mexico coaches with the Atlantic. Just because if the one is faster than the other, eventually it's going to catch up to the slower one and have to wait the whole time at the previous signal. So then that is not the best situation. By train, should we be able to afford it? I think so. The Atlantic is gone. Ah, well. That's okay. That's fine. But of course now things are costing a lot more. So what was the Atlantic situation again? It was 100, I think, the top speed. Of course it doesn't reach that. So we've got the EMD. The good thing about the diesel locomotives is they don't cost a lot to maintain. So you see it's 537. The New Haven is more than double that. The Alco is also more, and it's more expensive. Of course the Alco is a beautiful thing, you know, that's why they say it's the most beautiful and aesthetically pleasing diesel locomotive ever built. And then maybe based on that we should just go with this one. And then of course the matching one would be the All-American Golden Sand. 200 and, let's say, $250,000 to run each year for each of the cars, but still. Even if it means we have to replace the other train, I think it's worth doing. So let's borrow again. This is why it's just good to have some liquidity. Buy. And as many as we can fit, I would assume. Of course they are intensely expensive. One more. There, just enough for the station, which is 160 again. So I can close all this and just set this onto that line. And welcome to the 60s. This is really an impressive train. And you see it matches with the yellow and the red. I don't even need to mess with the color. Ah, and that is a passenger diesel. Although, of course, you can use any locomotive for any purpose really in the game. And it fits just so nicely. What a lucky set of passengers to take a trip on this train. And what shall we call this one? I was just thinking Lucky 7. I don't know why it just came to my head. Because I said they were lucky passengers and, well, Lucky 7. So there we go. And there's the driver as well. And we'll get some more speed with this one. You see, we're already at the Atlantic stop speed, which it never reaches. And I guess eventually then we'll just retire the Atlantic. 120 and rising. You see, that's more like it. I think we'll now entice more people to the rail line. And anyway, there's now another destination for them to visit, so I think they will travel more. Okay, no one wants to go to Santa Rosa at the moment. Ah, such a dream. Well, four people. It will rise. Anyway, and the bus system here is still okay. There is a station right next to the train station as well. So that will do. It's halfway through 1960 now, so I think that will do. We've done quite a bit with the industry and passengers and so on. And I better take care of this business next time. You see how many people are waiting here now? We better take care of that because those are potential passengers. And the stone is piling up again also, so that's another issue to look at. Anyway, it's been a real fun. I really enjoy this series and I hope you do too. So I'm looking forward to the next one. See you next time and have a fantastic day.